Welcome back, beautiful people, to Nation of Glory, the place where the lights never go out on a dream, no matter how far away it feels. Tonight the air feels different. Tonight we're not just telling a wrestling story. Tonight we're crossing oceans, walking barefoot on red dirt roads, and stepping into the heart of a girl who was told her whole life that she didn't belong, until she made the entire world move over and make room for her. This is the story of Daria Hodder, the unstoppable force the WWE Universe now bows to as Zarya. Close your eyes with me for a second and picture a little town called Whyalla, South Australia. Population barely 20,000. Steelworks in the distance coughing smoke into the sky, the ocean so close you can smell the salt on the wind, and one little Aboriginal girl with the biggest smile you've ever seen, running wild through the way only kids who grow up with wide open spaces can. Daria was that girl. Bare feet, scraped knees, climbing trees taller than houses, fearless before the world ever had a chance to teach her fear. Her dad, big, gentle, proud indigenous man, used to sit on the front porch and tell her stories of the old warriors, the ones who protected country and family with nothing but heart and hands. And little Daria, maybe 6 years old, would puff her chest out and say, "I'm gonna be a warrior too, Dad." He'd laugh, ruffle her curls, and say, "Then you better start training, little soldier." And she did. By 10 years old she's doing push-ups in the living room while everyone else is watching cartoons. At 12 she's sneaking into the local gym, begging the owner to let her lift weights with the grown men. At 14 she discovers wrestling on a grainy YouTube clip, some old WWE Attitude Era match, and something inside her lights up like a bushfire. She doesn't see superheroes. She sees warriors. Real ones. And she knows, right then and there, that's her ring. That's her battlefield. But Australia isn't America. There's no performance center down the street. There's barely a wrestling scene at all. The closest thing she has is Riot City Wrestling in Adelaide, 5 hours away across desert highways. So every second weekend her mom, single mom working 2 jobs, would pack the car with sandwiches and hope, and drive her baby girl 5 hours each way so she could train for 3 hours and drive 5 hours home. They'd sleep in the car to save money. Daria would ice her bruises with bottles of frozen water and fall asleep whispering move names like prayers, suplex, DDT, spear. The boys at RCW laughed the first time she walked in. 6 foot tall already at 16, but skinny, awkward, still growing into her limbs. They called her, String Bean. They told her powerbombing girls wasn't cute. She smiled, said nothing, and the next week she powerbombed the biggest guy in training so hard the ring shook. Nobody called her String Bean after that. They started calling her Delta. Her first ring name. Her war name. She dominated the Aussie Indies like a storm. Melbourne City Wrestling, Newcastle Pro, Explosive Pro, she collected titles the way other girls collected earrings. But every trophy felt hollow because the dream was bigger than Australia. The dream had one face on it, WWE. And WWE felt a million miles away. Then 2020 hit. Pandemic. Borders closed. Shows cancelled. Savings gone. Daria, now 21, is working night shift at a supermarket to help her mum pay rent, stacking shelves at 3 a.m., dreaming of dropkicks. Some nights she'd sit in the cold aisle and cry quietly because it felt like the universe was saying, "Give up. Go be normal." But every time she thought about quitting, she'd remember her dad's voice, "Warriors don't quit when it's hard. They quit when it's over." And baby, it ain't over. 2022. WWE announces a tryout in Melbourne, first one in Australia in years. Only 50 spots. Thousands apply. Daria almost doesn't go. She's broke. The car needs repairs. Her mum is sick. But her little brother looks at her and says, "If you don't go, you'll hate yourself forever." So she borrows money she can't pay back, kisses her mum goodbye, and steps into that tryout like she's walking into war. 3 days of hell. Running, lifting, bumping on mats harder than concrete. Shawn Michaels is there. Matt Bloom. Terry Taylor. All the legends. On the final day they ask for a promo. Daria steps into the ring, no script, heart hammering, and speaks from the soul. "I didn't come here to be another girl on the roster. I came here to be the one they're scared to stand across from. I come from a bloodline of warriors who survived things you can't even imagine. You want strength. I was raised by it. You want heart. I carry an entire country's hope in my chest. Give me a contract, and I'll give you a dynasty." Dead silence. Then Shawn Michaels stands up slowly, and starts clapping. The whole room follows. 2 weeks later her phone rings. Daria Hodder. "Welcome to WWE." She cried so hard her mum thought someone died. Then she packed one suitcase and flew to Orlando, Florida, leaving everything she'd ever known behind. They renamed her Zarya. A name that means princess in Swahili, but sounds like thunder when Vic Joseph says it on NXT television. They put her in the performance center with the best coaches on earth, and something scary happened. She got even better. Taller, stronger, faster, meaner. 6'2" now, carved out of granite and country grit. She started squashing girls in 30 seconds. Fans started chanting, "One more time," when she powerbombed somebody through the mat. But the moment that broke the internet. NXT Deadline 2024. Iron Survivor Challenge. 5 of the best women in the brand has to offer. Zarya walks out last, new theme music hitting like a war drum, war paint on her face, representing every indigenous kid who ever felt invisible. She eliminates 3 women by herself. She wins the whole thing. She earns a title shot. And when the final bell rings, she doesn't celebrate. She drops to her knees in the middle of the ring and cries, not pretty TV tears, ugly, snotty, soul-cleansing sobs, because she knows her dad is watching from somewhere beyond, and her mum is screaming at the TV back in Wyala, and every little blackfella kid in the outback just saw one of their own stand on top of the world. Since then Zarya has been unstoppable. She's main eventing NXT house shows. She's cutting promos that make grown men tear up. She's mentoring the new Aussie girls coming through, telling them the same thing her dad told her, you don't have to shrink to fit their world. Make them expand the world to fit you. And the most beautiful part. She's still Daria from Wyala. Still calls her mum after every match. Still sends money home. Still answers every single message from kids who tell her, I'm tall and awkward and everyone makes fun of me. She tells them, good. Tall and awkward wins championships. Keep growing. So why am I telling you this story tonight, with tears in my own eyes? Because some of you watching are from small towns nobody's ever heard of. Some of you are the only brown face, or the tallest girl, or the one they said would never make it. Some of you are stacking shelves at 3 a.m. wondering if the dream is dead. And I need you to look at Zarya, look at what she did with nothing but belief and a 5-hour car ride with no air conditioning, and understand this. Your postcode doesn't decide your destiny. Your bank account doesn't decide your worth. The people who laughed don't get to write the ending. You do. Daria Hodder didn't just bring Australia to WWE. She brought every kid who ever felt too different, too big, too dark, too far away. She brought them all with her when she climbed that ladder and touched the briefcase. And now she stands there, arms wide, saying, if I can, you can. So here's to Zarya. Here's to Delta. Here's to the little girl running barefoot through Wyala who never stopped running until the whole world had to chase her. And here's to you, still fighting your own Iron Survivor match tonight. Your bell hasn't rung yet. Keep going. If this story lit even a tiny spark in your chest, do me 3 quick favors. Smash that like button so this video can reach every kid who needs it. Drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from tonight, because I read every single one, and if you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because Nation of Glory is family, and family looks out for each other. Thank you for letting me share Zarya's heart with you tonight. Thank you for believing in warriors. I'll see you in the next one. This is Nation of Glory, and we out. Much love.